Hey guys, I was given this place to maybe volunteer.
Yeah, how are you?
Good.
Sorry.
No problem. I didn't know
off.
I didn't know
Yeah.
which end. You're Peter?
Yes.
Yeah, right on. I
What's
recognize
your
you
name?
from Rob. I'm
Rob,
Rob.
okay.
Hi, Rob.
How are
I'm
you?
Laura.
Laura,
Hi
nice to
there.
meet you. Nice to meet you.
Jagger up there.
Oh, right on.
This in a second.
Nice. What's
This is Alan here.
right on? So
Yeah,
we're
so you come
what's
with
the
me.
sure?
Yeah,
what's
what do we do here?
yeah? We're just
we-
walking around handing out. Do I go? Is there? Oh, you can give me a shot there. Nice.
We identify our supporters.
Yep.
So you go to the
Yep.
door. It's Rob, you said?
Yep, Rob.
Okay.
ROB,
Hi,
yep.
my name's Rob.
Yep.
I'm volunteer with the Liberal Party and with Peter, who's running to be your MP.
Okay. It's
Can we
pretty
count on your
straightforward.
support on election day?
What if I'll watch you do your thing, obviously. What if they ask questions, just kind of?
Oh yeah, if they've got detailed policy
Yeah, like,
questions, yeah,
that's
just
not
call
my
me over.
expertise.
No, don't worry about that. I'm not expecting you to know
No.
the nuances of
Yeah.
how liberals would deal with, I don't know, you name it, from climate change to housing to...
Oh
you don't
yeah,
have to-
yeah. No, exactly. That's what I mean. That's what I didn't want to
don't-
make sure.
Don't worry about that.
Okay, awesome. So I'll just tag along for the first couple, and then you'll
Yeah,
point
yeah.
me in a direction, kind of thing.
I think you'll be
Perfect.
great.
Okay, awesome.
Well, thanks for volunteering.
Yeah, no problem.
You have
Oh.
purple, which, Mark Carney's a center-right liberal, has some progressive conservative values of, Mulrooney Clark and liberal values.
Carney does, you figure?
Red and blue
Yep.
equals purple, so
Yep.
there you go. You're on
Is
the
he
right
going to be
side.
back on the campaign trail soon? I know he shut it down for a few days.
No,
there.
I think you will see him
Yeah.
for sure.
Good.
Okay.
Oh, I love it that you're so organized, man. That's amazing.
I don't know
You've done
about
this a
that,
few
but-
times. Well, when you got it, we
used to
use
use
track.
clipboards, but
Oh,
not
that's
now.
way
yeah.
better,
So
eh?
the responses, for example,
Yep.
this is number 2.
Yep.
Let's say I talked to it's a man and a
Oh
woman.
wow,
We
it's
don't
got
really,
the names
It
too.
comes from Elections Canada, but it's a little weird to ask the names to get to little word.
I
There
get
you
the
go.
same thing.
So if it's a man here,
Yep.
I'll record appropriately.
Okay.
If they tell me they're an outright liberal, no problem. I'll ask them for a lawn sign.
Yep. Okay.
Not a lot of space, but we'll.
Yep. If you make one.
Then
more.
a leaning liberal is or a possible liberal,
Beautiful.
undecided conservative.
Wow.
Those are the. Sometimes they won't say. I don't share my vote,
No.
or they don't tell you
Yeah,
outright.
yeah.
Or if they're saying I'm not liberal, but they don't tell you the party they're
Yep.
with, we put not liberal. That's
Okay.
just for me to
Yep,
report.
yep, no,
This is a mock
perfect.
script of what you do at the door.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Rob. I'm in the neighborhood today on behalf of Peter Fragiskatos, who's running with Mark
Fragiskatos, that's how
Carney.
you pronounce it. Did I say
Yeah,
it right?
that's
Okay,
perfect.
Good.
How are you doing today?
Mhm.
We've been talking with your neighbors, and many of them are supporting Mark Carney, with Mark Carney's leadership. Blah blah blah. Sorry, I should believe it. Cut middle tax
I won't say
taxes
blah, blah, blah.
And build the fastest growing G7 economy. Can the Liberal team count on your support? That's
Perfect.
the key
That's
question.
the key question.
This stuff is okay. Look,
Yeah.
I'm a.
Yeah,
Like I told you
yeah,
before,
yeah.
You don't have to go into the whole.
No, no.
Your neighbors.
I'm not an
and-
expert
that's
on.
right.
Yeah, that's your job.
I'm a Liberal volunteer. I'm with Peter today. He's running to be your member of
Yep.
Parliament.
Yep.
Can we count on your
Yep.
support on election day?
Yes.
That's the key.
Perfect. Okay.
They're going to start at 22 on this side.
The way we
Sometimes
do.
like this,
Yep.
depends.
It's nice
but
to
this
see the
is a
name,
little-
eh?
Yeah, this is a little better.
Yeah, I like it. And they'll see it as they're coming up the stairs.
Can I just put it on hold and- Okay, we'll just keep moving along. We're gonna do the oath. Oh, hello. Hi, I'm Peter Fragiskatos. I'm the Liberal candidate in this election. Okay, that's fine. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it happens, eh?
Yes.
What are some of the best things that you think I should do to combat, people saying Carney's a globalist?
Oh,
Like, what's the best thing for me? I know he's Canadian.
At
but-
that point, you wouldn't even have to just say thank you very much. There's no way
Oh,
you'll
sorry,
convince that
sorry,
person.
with my friends.
Oh, with your friends?
Sorry, with my friends.
Well, it depends. Like
I wouldn't do it at the door here, no.
So I would embrace it to say, well, we need globalists in power because someone
That's
with
the way the world's going.
an international understanding is the
Yeah.
way we can find new trade partners and
Okay.
protect the country's economy.
Mhm.
This globalist thing is what they're hinting at is like World Economic Forum ties, and it's a lot
He's
of
got a lot
conspiracy
of
stuff.
Well, he's got a lot of videos over there, though, right? So,
Videos of
like just being there, talking to.
Oh
those
yeah,
people,
but the
right?
World Economic Forum is basically a forum where people talk economic ideas. They have no power. They have no decision-making power.
It's just weird, like when you see like our politicians go over and they seem to like stand the way they're supposed to, and they don't look like they're in control when they go there. From when you watch, so it feels like they're going for their meetings, and it just feels like I don't know. Feels like they might have a little power over them, but it's nice to hear you say they don't.
It's just a business.
Just a respect thing. Just a respect thing.
Just a business crowd where people are maybe a bit uptight sometimes.
Gotcha.
That's all.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because like Melissa Lantzman, she was there in 2015 at the World Economic Forum.
So we needed to.
That one is Dirk de Prout.
Yeah, that's fine.
Give it a knock.
We'll give it a knock too.
Okay. Screen door's locked. Is there a good way to roll these so your name shows? Oh yeah, you fold it.
Morning.
Hello sir, how are you?
Hey, how you doing? Good. I'm Peter Fragiskatos. I'm the Liberal candidate in this election.
Okay.
I see you have an NDP sign on your lawn. I respect that. But I just wanted to introduce myself and say hello. Yeah, what's your name?
Kale.
Kale. This is Rob, who's
How
helping
you
you
doing?
out today.
Nice to meet you, Kale. Nice to meet you.
So, Polyev and Trump, we got to stop them both, and the NDP is not strong enough to do that. I think our parties share a lot of the same values.
Probably, yeah. I was either gonna go Liberal or NDP, but usually I just kind of go NDP. So
Yeah.
maybe
You know
next
what, the
year
hard
I'll go
thing for me
Liberal.
is
I don't
Jag
know.
meat.
It depends on. I think I have to really look into like all parties, a lot of people running for them, and so on, just to like get a good understanding. Or sometimes people don't do that much and they just vote for whatever. But I think I want to like
Good for
actually
you.
get a good like base understanding first before I go for it. But, yeah.
I'll leave you with one of these.
Okay, thanks.
Shares a little bit about me on the back and some of the work I've been doing in London.
Okay.
But the Polyev is like a right winger, right? This guy is a cut from the Trump club, and I think the only way that we can stop him is if we come together, progressives, under the Liberal banner, because the Liberals are the only party that can possibly stop the Conservatives. The NDP is far behind.
Yeah.
And a vote for the NDP is helping Polyev because it's not going to the party that could actually stop him. So I'll let you think about that.
Okay.
I see the sign, like I said, but I never give up on a house. And we've got, of course, a plan to deal with all the other challenges: climate change, housing, the economy, and finding new partners now that the U.S. is no longer reliable.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
So thank you very much.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you today.
Sir. Nice meeting
Okay.
you. Nice meeting you.
Have a good day.
Oh, nice job. Nice job. Yeah. Just burn through those pretty quick. I think you'll get his vote.
Maybe.
Because now he sees your face. He goes with that. He was already on the fence, Do we skip this one here?
Yeah, we're skipping that.
Okay.
We're doing 44.
Sorry, I'm not trying to slow you down.
We'll do one more together where someone.
Yeah, and then you'll point me in a direction.
Oh yeah, you'll be great. You got a very good personality for it. But don't worry about the debate or.
Yeah.
Like
I know
volunteers in that spot.
what you just are.
I go into more of a discussion about what do you think of this or what do you think of that.
Yeah.
You guys are just
knock on doors.
Knock on the door, say hi, I'm a volunteer. Can we count on your support?
Yep. Perfect. That's actually real easy.
I'm a Liberal volunteer. Peter Fragiskatos, running for office as a... Hi, Seth.
How you doing, Seth? I'm Rob. Nice to meet you.
Today, just in the area with some volunteers, seeing if folks have questions about the election. If there's anything standing out that's unresolved for you so far.
I will tell you, for me, the biggest issue that really isn't been spoken about this year, not just about the environment, and I don't think I'm going to vote for the Liberals because of that reason.
Okay.
I obviously don't want the Conservatives to win, but I think you're probably going to win anyway, and I'll give it to the Greens.
If you give your vote to the Greens in this election, it could help the Conservatives.
I realize that, but you guys aren't doing enough for the environment.
Well, we're doing a lot for the environment. We can disagree about how much we're doing.
Sure, it's about what's enough, right?
But Polyev getting into power,
that would be
like
bad.
I can't even say climate change.
Yeah, that would be bad. I know.
So with us, at least we've found a way to reduce emissions. We found a way to put a record amount into transit, right?
Sure.
Public transit,
Not
supporting
so much
the
for
transition
London,
to electric vehicles.
unfortunately.
Oh, London got a record amount, over $200 million to redo our transit system.
But we were supposed to get light rail and it got voted, and that's a municipal issue.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, they
we
should have done
can't-
that 20 years ago, eh?
We can't decide for the city of London what kind of
I
transit
understand.
system.
I appreciate what you're doing.
Okay.
I think you're doing good work, but it's just one issue that's so important to me. I can't, in conscious, vote for you guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
You know what?
Will be,
Your conscience
very
is
well
awesome.
might be helping Paul.
I-
Just to
Just a
put it
chance.
there
I
to,
know.
to think about.
Thank
Very
you.
nice to meet you. Okay.
Nice to meet you. I
All the
respect
best.
your conscience, man.
I'll leave you
I
with
really
one of
do.
these and stuff.
Sure, thank you.
I really do. No, that's good. Honest guy. That's a good conversation. You know, it's not super successful, but that's a good conversation. So how do you mark him down? Like possible next time?
He'll be a green.
Yeah.
He's not.
But maybe next time though, you get him back.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
he seemed like he obviously voted Liberal in the past. He basically said that, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Ability to be a doctor, but in
Has
one
been a
province-
doctor for 15
has been a
years.
doctor,
No,
but you know they
yeah.
they might have an easy time in BC getting certified, but they're in Ontario,
Yeah.
and the credentials are.
And they're driving Uber.
They might
Does that work? Does that work across across country borders as well, Peter? What you guys are proposing there? You know what I mean? Like you just mentioned
well,
provincial. I
Yeah,
know.
we would want to harmonize all those standards.
So that people like
that
immigrants
someone-
coming maybe could
exactly,
be
they
a
can work
doctor.
in any part of the
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
Instead of
Well, and they
just a
can bring
couple
their doctor's
provinces.
license from wherever they come from
Yeah,
if it's a
that's right.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Cool.
Even if it was 6 months, get into the system. What do you call it?
Yeah, there should be some kind of
Apprentice or
standardized
something.
testing or something, though.
Yeah,
You could
like-
do it. Like, if they can beat a test, write the test however you want. If they can beat the test, and it's based on the qualifications
they-
here, why wouldn't it be? Yeah, thank you. Elections, it's that much better because you know where they go. You
Yeah,
know the
that's-
spots you've had them before. You just sort of.
we have that mapped, and we have a sign list of all the sign takers.
Yep.
So it's been 3 elections so far.
Beautiful.
So what made you want to volunteer with the Liberals?
Well, just after what I've seen, I do feel like, you know, Carney with his worldwide experience,
Yeah.
you know, Bank of Canada, Bank of England,
Yes, that's right.
you know, also what's that company? I forget his company, Brookfield or something. You know, he's got a lot of ties in a lot of things, and
I think you'll
someone to
have a good-
really take good care of Canada going forward. He's friends with the king, and well, whatever, you know, he's got the king's ear a little bit, and
No, that's
we're
right.
still a Commonwealth country, so
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
kind
No,
of thing.
that's-
So
those are good reasons.
the Conservatives, to be honest with you, I voted Conservative. My dad's a business owner. I voted Conservative for most of my life.
Okay.
And I lost all respect for them in 2020 because I just felt like they weren't an opposition. I don't feel like they were an opposition party, you know?
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like they did anything different. So I'm like, if I don't feel like they're representing,
Right.
I have to look around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nothing
Have to
wrong
look
with that.
around. So
Do you want to
Yes.
grab 109?
Sure.
I think 109 is good. Like 107.
oh, next one there, yeah, no problem. So again, it says no unaddressed mail.
I thought I heard door open.
We just put them no
Oh, it's
unaddressed
'cause it's
mail.
an election,
It's
then
election. It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah, that's
okay.
right,
Just
that's
want to make sure.
Why don't you grab 76
Sure.
and then you can do 74.
Sure. No problem.
It's not going to the Liberals who are the best place to stop polio. The NDP is not strong enough to stop them. So I'll leave you to think about that. Can I interview with one of these two?
Sure, yeah.
I
Thank
didn't
you
get
so
your
much.
name.
Emily.
Emily, nice
Yeah,
to meet you.
thanks. Emily is in healthcare as well.
Are you a doctor or a nurse?
Nurse,
Or you,
yeah.
which hospital?
I work at Victoria Mission.
I've seen a lot of things.
Yes.
Yes, a lot of
That's very
poverty
rewarding.
issues,
So.
Yeah, I
mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you do your training? Western Fanshawe?
Fanshawe and Nipissing,
Oh,
actually.
Nipissing.
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice to meet you.
Good
Great
luck,
to-
good luck, good luck, good luck.
Great to see you again.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. Good to see you.
How do you seem to do with the nurses? They seem to be. Our nurses are usually on our side here, aren't they?
Usually.
Yeah.
But not in this case, which is okay.
Yep. Sorry. I just want to tell you that I'm undercover right now.
Oh.
I'm not supporting this party. I don't want you to think I am because you were against him, and he doesn't know that I'm not here for him.
Okay, yeah.
Just wanted to tell you
Okay,
that.
thank
You for being a nurse. I have a friend I won't say her name.
Yeah.
She's been speaking to me for 4 years. I met her 4 years ago, she works at Vic.
Yeah,
Senior nurse, hands-on.
yeah.
she's like ready to blow a whistle hard.
Yeah.
It's like she
Yeah.
says, you know,
Yeah.
the amount of people coming from other places are destroying everything. They disrespect you guys constantly. You get abused constantly. So I would love to say it there, but I would have blown my cover. So I'm supposed to be knocking on the next house, and I figured I would tell you that anyways. Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
So any chance, Peter, if there's another, I know the doing like this worldwide treaty and stuff like that, is that, you think we're going to have, like with health, I know someone just asked you a question about health. I get people asking me this all the time and I don't know how to answer it. Like if there is another pandemic like we had in 2020,
Right.
is it going to be our health officials, you know, pulling the strings, or is it going to be, you know, international bodies telling us things with
It
those?
will always be our,
Oops, sorry
our
about
health
that.
officials always made the decisions during COVID.
Yeah.
Now they collaborated with international colleagues
Yeah.
at the World Health Organization,
Yep.
especially because there was a need for the most up-to-date information, and so
Yeah.
they had to reach out to
International.
scientists
Yeah.
all over the world
Yeah.
to take that information and see how it could help Canadians.
Yeah.
So that collaboration is
Yeah.
always going to be very,
Yeah.
very.
Yep.
That's going to be part of how we do
Yeah.
pandemic response in the future
Yeah.
if we, God forbid, have another
Yeah,
one
yeah.
or any kind of health.
Well, Bill
crisis.
Gates says it's coming. He's like counting the days, you know, so
they
we'll
could-
probably
yeah,
probably
yeah,
get
no,
one.
Look, I mean, the
Yeah.
war. Yes, it's very possible.
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
And then do you think this is one thing that was tough for me, was just how heavy-handed everything was, because I don't know, check this thing out on the back of my neck here.
Yeah.
See that? Broke my neck. I can't wear a mask. I literally can't. I start gagging in like 30 seconds. And then I was treated like, whoo, I have to buy stuff for my family.
I think there's a learning that happens.
And then, you know,
from
even
COVID.
Trudeau was saying stuff like, you know, all throughout, like, you can't get on a plane, you can't, you know, all that crazy stuff that nobody
But
talks about
he
anymore.
He was basing decisions on the most up-to-date
Yep,
information that was available
Yep.
to stop the spread of COVID.
yep.
And a lot of so we had responsibility.
Do you think any of it infringed on rights, though? You know,
well,
like I
there's
know they
always-
suspended our Charter of Rights, basically. Like I don't have a lot of faith in our Charter of Rights anymore after what happened during COVID.
So in in anything that we
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
rights are not absolute.
Okay.
So you or I don't have the right to go and pick a fight and beat somebody up,
No,
basically, right?
yeah.
You know,
Well, there's laws for that, though, right?
There's laws for that.
Yeah,
In a crisis, a government has a responsibility to do what it needs to do to stop the spread of, in this case, COVID-19.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
oh, cool. Okay, awesome. I appreciate it. Those
In
are
the
questions.
charter-
Those are tough
in
questions
the charter,
that I get.
there's it's subject to reasonable limits. So a government can limit rights if it's in the greater good of the population. So we had to stop the spread
Like the
of
trucker
COVID.
convoy, when they clamped down on that had to be stopped, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm Peter Fragiskatos, the Liberal candidate of the election. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I was going to talk about $10 a day childcare, but
Well, we're the ground. You
okay.
like it. You like it.
You like it.
I'm going to be. That's my future.
Okay, perfect. We're gonna keep that. Okay, thank you. Take care. To focus more on the I'm not saying this is for you.
Yeah.
Just people are more predisposed to focus on the negative than to focus on the positive.
Yeah.
I think we have many more positive responses today than negative, so that means we've had a good canvas.
Good. Well, I was actually going to ask you. I was going to ask you, would you consider this a success with your stats?
Well, we didn't talk to that many people.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a small sample.
Yep.
Around Nathanville.
Yep.
Where else? Sarnia, Wonderland area.
Oh yeah.
It really varies.
Yeah.
You know, the guy was watching a Leafs game,
Oh
and
yeah.
he could tell he wanted to go back to the Leafs game. Then the Leafs scored. I'm like, look, you've got to vote Liberal now. Look at what I just brought.
Oh, that's hilarious.